In a quiet kingdom surrounded by silver rivers and ancient forests, time once moved gently, as if the land itself was waiting. For many years, the palace halls remained silent of laughter, and the great throne carried the weight of an unfulfilled future. The king and queen ruled their people with wisdom and grace, yet behind their calm faces lived an unspoken sorrow. Though the kingdom was prosperous and peaceful, it lacked the one gift that could secure tomorrow. Then, on a dawn washed in soft golden light, the waiting finally ended. A child was born within the palace walls, and with her first breath, warmth returned to the land. Joy spread across the kingdom like spring after a long winter. Bells rang across distant hills, banners rose above ancient towers, and hope awakened in hearts that had nearly forgotten how to dream. The child was a princess, delicate yet radiant, as if destiny itself had touched her gently. From the moment she arrived, it felt as though the kingdom had been given a second heart. Overwhelmed with gratitude, the king ordered a grand celebration unlike any before. He wished for his daughter to begin life surrounded by blessings, protected by magic older than the kingdom itself. Messengers were sent across distant lands and hidden valleys to invite the fairies, ancient beings known for shaping fate. One by one, they arrived, each carrying a glow that reflected centuries of wisdom and power. The great hall transformed into a place of wonder. Light shimmered in the air, petals floated without falling, and unseen melodies softened every corner of the palace. The fairies gathered around the cradle and raised their hands in unity. Blessings of strength, wisdom, beauty, and compassion were woven into the child's future. Hope grew strong, and the king believed his daughter's destiny was secure. But fate is never blind. Far beyond the palace walls, another fairy remained unseen. Her life had been shaped by neglect, loss, and deep regret. The invitation that never came reopened wounds she had long tried to bury. To her, the celebration was not joy, but a reminder of being forgotten. As the final blessing faded, the air within the great hall changed. A sudden stillness spread, dimming the warmth of magic. The forgotten fairy appeared, carrying sorrow and ancient power. Her magic moved quietly, bending fate with terrible certainty. A curse was placed on the princess, hidden within time itself. And when the fairy vanished, the hall was left colder than before, as if the future itself had cracked. Years passed, and the princess grew beneath watchful eyes. The king, haunted by regret, ordered every possible protection. Laws were written, objects destroyed, and dangers forbidden, all in the hope of outwitting fate. For a time, it seemed to work. The princess grew kind and gentle, unaware of the shadow bound to her destiny. Laughter returned to the palace, and the kingdom breathed more easily. But destiny does not forget. On the day foretold, the curse awakened. A single moment, quiet and unnoticed, changed everything. The princess fell into a deep, unbreakable sleep, untouched by pain, yet unreachable by love. The magic spread beyond the palace walls. One by one, the kingdom followed her into stillness. Fires froze, winds paused, and time itself seemed to hold its breath. The king watched his world fall silent, knowing his fear had come true. Years turned into legends. Then, long after hope had faded, a prince arrived from distant lands. He had heard whispers of a sleeping kingdom and a promise bound by magic. Guided not by glory, but by courage, he crossed forests and thorns untouched by time. At the heart of the silent palace, he found the princess. The curse, ancient and patient, resisted. But magic born of resentment cannot stand forever against selfless resolve. The broken promise was finally answered. The curse shattered. Light returned where darkness had lingered. The princess awoke, the kingdom stirred, and time began to move once more. Bells rang again, not in celebration alone, but in release. The king's regret faded into gratitude. The fairy's sorrow dissolved into memory, and the kingdom learned a truth written into its history forever: that neglect breeds darkness, but compassion can undo even the deepest curse.